And if we ask the stars what they mean, what would they say back to us? Welcome! You want to go on a card journey today? Give me some of your time, and I'll give you some of your story. Well, let's see what the cards say. Hey there, Capricorn. Welcome to Coin Place Tarot. My name is Coin. I'm going to be your tarot card reader for today. This is a set of quick announcements. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification button. That way when uploads are made, you can see what the stars are trying to say to you. Also, if interested, individual reads are back up and open. Either message or email me directly. Link is on main, and we'll set it up, okay? So, Cap, what are we looking at in this round of reads? As you can see, things are changing. If you see my old videos, I'm wearing these blue light glasses. They're helping me tremendously, at least I feel, because of the intensity of the ring light after doing so many reads, right? And also edits, and also trying to put some art up in the background. Let's make it work, right? So as things change for me, so too will they change for you. This is going to be your As Things Change, your ATC read for the month of September. ATC reads, I'm defining here as, instead of just seeing, okay, what energy is going in or out, we're starting with the fives because the fives are cards of conflict and we're going to dive right in. The intent here is to glean deeper insight when we say the hard part out loud. This is represented by all the elements, water, earth, fire, and air, cups, pentacles, wands, and swords, respectively. I don't know if I hit every one of them, but you get the point. The intention here is that once we just say it out loud, say the hard stuff out loud, we can move on in a much better direction, right? So as a preamble to the recap, take what resonates, see what doesn't, but don't always be so willing to reverse. At times, even it gets difficult, understand that I, as your tarot card reader, I'm not here to misguide you or mislead you. Trust me, I have 12 signs to work with, and none of the time to lie to any of them. We work with what we got. I lay out the cards on the table, and good or bad, come or sunshine, we talk about it because at the end of the day, tarot is a conversation, just an energetic one, okay? So follow along with me in your read today, Cap, your ATC read for this month, and yeah, see what the cards say. We're going to start over here with the Five of Cups. Show us the cards that we need to see, please, for Capricorn in this read. What do we need to see on the rivers? Five of Cups. More Five of Cups, okay. We're not expressing our sadness, so why do we have it? Emperor. Card of Aries, okay. Got it. That makes a lot more sense. Chariot, the card of Cancer. Stuck at a crossroads. Sometimes we have a choice, we ain't gotta choose, right? The reason, normally with this level of opportunity, it would be enthralling, right? That we have all these different paths opening up to us, and saying, yeah, I feel like I have, like, quote unquote, the world's my oyster. For some reason, Cap, and I think it's going to get detailed further on in the read, but for some reason right now, you're having a painful decision to make in regards to what path to choose, right? Whereas normally it would be a place of opportunity, you're seeing it as a place of detriment, and it's keeping you in a state of analysis paralysis, right? You know you have to make a choice. The Emperor came out very sturdy and say, hey, you have door 1, 2, or 3. You got to pick. And the more you realize that this could be true, the less we're choosing anything. It's very strange to have, the Capricorn, which is very much a go-getter and tells it like it is, saying, I don't know what I'm doing right now, right? And I think that's coming from the space of once it becomes real, the other options become completely locked out. Now, what I do know is that you're eventually going to be fine if you were able to work through with it, right, Cap? The thing is, you got to make that first step. And right now, there's such difficulty and pain within you because you're realizing that if this comes true, the other things must fall away. So when it gets real, the other realities disappear. And that's what you're looking at. So, yeah, I'm not saying that's easy, but I do want you to sit with what will make you the most fulfilled. Okay, next to the Five of Cups. I mean, not the Five of Cups, Five of Pentacles, your home element of Earth. So those cards we need to see, please, for the Capricorn Collective. Upon that Five of Pentacles. Two of Swords. Confusion just leaves us in a rut. Okay. Why so? Seven of Cups. So many possibilities, so many doors to be opened. And the Devil, card of Capricorn. Here, I don't read that because it has a dual meaning here because it's your power card, right? So I'm going to take it with a lot of grace. What's keeping you locked here is because we don't want to make a choice. Just a reiteration of here in your emotional space, right, Cap? Now in your material. Let's talk money. Let's talk coin. The choices that we're making right now of just looking at all the doors ain't going to open them. Looking at a door isn't going to open it. Boom. This title. Looking at doors won't open them. Because they won't, Cap. And your sign is one of the most brutally honest ones out there, right? They call a spade a spade. They call it like it is. And so, as your tarot card reader in your best of interest, I am calling what I see on the board. You're looking at all these opportunities, and we're not making a choice. And I think part of you, because the Devil is coming out here, but this is your power juxtaposition. Part of you is saying, well, we gotta do more analysis, right? We haven't considered all options yet. Yeah, you have. You analyze this up, down, left, and right in a 360 angle swerve, and you still come to the same conclusion. These are my options. What do I choose? I think we're so stuck in, a frozen state of what is best for me that we forget that we have the ability to move and make action. Right. And so that Five of Pentacles is coming out and challenging us and saying, our reality isn't changing because nothing changes if nothing changes. You have to make a choice. I'm looking at Capricorn right now, and this is so uncharacteristic of you, but you have your reasons. I do want to respect that. That's saying I'm more comfortable looking at doors than opening them. Because if I choose one, the other ones must go away. And part of me likes to have options. But as your tarot card reader, part of me wants to see you succeed. Okay, let's go to the Five of Wands. Show us cards we need to see, please, for Cap in this read. As we engage in the direct conflict, what things are said and done. Show us cards we need to see, please, for the Five of Wands for Cap. Six of Pentacles. Okay. So it requires the everyday direct investment. Wheel of Fortune. And things can and will change with time. How so? Two of Cups. I don't know if you're getting more intimately bonded. I didn't see many love elements, quote unquote, here. But so let's go on two different paths. Still spell out the same thing. Because I was looking at more as the emotive career path, but it could be more emotionally and intimately involved. Nothing changes, nothing changes. Now I'm reiterating that in the form of fire for you, Cap. You're only going to see what's on the other side when you get there. And the Wheel of Fortune, what you invest into over time, everything can and will change for the better. The laws of entropy, the only constant in the universe is change, right? If we talk about the conflict and say, no, you know what? I choose door two, right? And we just walk through it and say, you know what, I've done all my options, I weighed all of them out, and I'm saying, let's go on this one. The Two of Cups then becomes, well, what do we do in terms of value? How do we bring that together? If we're talking an intimate partner and dating, you won't know what life could be with them unless you see life with them, right? Don't be too hard on yourself. And if we're talking about a venture and opportunity, then yeah, if it's the right match for you, it'll prove itself to be the right match. If not, guess what? The purpose of entering a door is to enter a new space. There's a high chance there might be another door along the way. Just gonna throw that out there. That's not the final door. Next to the Five of Swords, what about the internal conflict, the things that we're debating within ourselves? Show us card in the see, please. Interesting. Didn't hit the table, so I can't take, but I like that. What are the cards we need to see, please, for Cap's read upon the Five of Swords? Strength. You always had what it took. Harness your inner power. Push forward. Next. Nine of Wands. We only get out what we put in. So do your efforts well. And last, the Queen of Cups. The best of you is slowly emerging. I know we have our level of doubts and fears right now, but understand, if you're right, and you're worth it, you're worth it. You'll only find out when you get there. Underneath it all, Five of Swords, right? And part of us now having this, very critical conversation is not meant to be, pessimistic. It's just putting all the things on the table and saying, hey, I got options. It's time to choose. No more debating. We did enough debating. Now, how do we move forward and move forward properly? Okay? Let's get a card underneath each 5 set. Show us cards you can see. Please cap in this read. Underneath every 5, what do we see? The Tower. Yeah. And that's probably where the emotional, roller coaster starting to set in, Cap. I don't know what changed for you very recently, but to give context, the Tower always represents things beyond our control. It's oftentimes depicted by lightning or some type of explosive destructing force hitting a building and causing things to fall and collapse. It gets such a terrible representation because it feels so chaotic, sudden, and breaking towards people's experiences. And at the same time, the Tower is ultimately designed in our best interest. Because if we ain't gonna move, then the universe is gonna make something move for us. The thing is, and this is a time-old phrase tradition for a reason, if you don't choose, someone's gonna choose for you. I don't know what that means to you in this context, Capricorn, and that's why I'm saying you were staring at so many doors as if that itself is going to make it open. If you don't make a choice, someone or something is going to make that choice for you. I'd rather it be on your terms, right? And so this sudden reality setting in of, what am I doing? Why am I here? What am I going to do with this? It's happening for a reason, because it's trying to push you towards your desired and best outcome rather than having everything turn you into a secondary character in your own life and experience. Okay. Next, underneath 5 of Pentacles, 7 of Pentacles. Okay. So now, when we say that we're only looking at doors, they don't open, right? There's just a hard reality that sets in of, yeah, these are nice options, but options beget choice. It's about choice, right? What door are we walking through? Not just admiring it for being pretty. To the 5 of Wands, the Ace of Cups. The renewal of the self, when our cup runneth over, our overflow, we're able to give more once we experience it, but we only know when we get there. You got a lot more in your tank than you give yourself credit for, Cap. Time to go experience that. And underneath the 5 of Swords, 2 of Wands. Okay, now we approach it with intentionality. I like that. You're honing in your direction. You're saying, listen, this ain't gonna move by itself. It ain't gonna shine by itself. What we gonna do? What are we gonna do? Underneath it all, 4 of Cups, right? Now the options that once seemed so shiny and gleaming, you're actually starting to get a little bit peeved and pissed off by them. And the reason being is because you're realizing that nothing changes and nothing changes. So I either make a choice or I leave it all alone. What am I going to do? The reflection of what could have been versus what is. Okay. Last, define the major arcana straight across the table as we move forward with Capricorn's read towards resolution. We'll first look at, I'm looking at the Chariot. Let's look at the Chariot first. What about the details of this journey? Define this and move forward for Cap in their read. Seven of Swords. It's a journey, all that's cracked up to me. You're saying that there's something beyond the surface, but this contemplation of what could be and the romanticization of a Cap is honestly kind of keeping you locked still. I know we said it multiple times throughout the read, but it does bear repeating. It only matters when you choose it. Okay? to the Emperor, Ace of Wands. Okay, so now after hearing it all, you're saddened, but you're also determined, right? You're excited to actually be in a stage of saying, okay, no more debate. What are we doing? What are we doing? It's just the realization is actually setting in very hard. And that's fair. That's fair. So the devil down here, Nine of Cups, right? And that's what I'm saying. It wasn't just, the duality meaning in the card deck of the devil here. That's just trying to say what will fulfill me, right? Because again, the devil is your power card in the deck. What does fulfill me? It's about making choices at the end of the day. No more looking at pretty doors. Open them. Next to the Wheel of Fortune, Ten of Wands. The burden that we have to see through is seeing it through. To believe that time can actually change and fix things, but also the opportunity can only be presented if I do it. The next to Strength, Eight of Cups. And there's the hard part setting in. In order to make one thing happen, other things must fall to the wayside. You're going to end up walking away from something. What it is for you, Cap, I'm not entirely sure. We did see signs of intimacy and romance, potentially with that Two of Cups, but not much else, to be totally honest. If this is a career opportunity or a person, just remember, choose it and choose it wisely. But don't be afraid of making a choice. You got to do what you got to do, okay? And last to the Tower. Seven of Wands. We're trying to grab a hold of things we can't control. We keep on fighting just to have options instead of making choices. That's where it's gotten to. So the Tower is coming in because it's challenging us to say, no, we're in this rut because we have to make a choice. How do we do it properly? In resolution, Five of Wands. Okay, so now we're going to deal with the conflict straight on, call a spade a spade. I like that for you. And the Nine of Swords. We're going to take action. It is about taking action here and now. Ten of Pentacles underneath. The building blocks of the rest of my life start here and now. When I make this choice, don't look back. What we're looking at in your read today, Cap, I'm looking at a Capricorn who basically they're having to make a choice, right? They're looking at a lot of pretty doors and having to make a choice to walk through them. That's where the difficulty is. It's not having the options, it's making the choice. And in doing so, we're starting to realize the deeper thing is that the other options must fall to the wayside for X number of reasons once we make this choice. So it's not about trying to entertain all things at once. It's about being comfortable to say, I can't hold everything and I got to let some things go. What then does life become when I make a choice? What that means for you, it's up for you to determine. That's all I got in your read today, Cap. Hope this conversation helped. And yeah, you're getting closer. You're getting there. But things are becoming uncomfortable and unsettling, either from a motive or a spiritual space for you right now, because the universe is trying to challenge you to say, doors are pretty, but they're not just meant to be admired. They're meant to be gone through. See you around, okay? Take care.